So we're up bright and early on a Wednesday morning. Went for Ash Wednesday morning mass, and the reason why I don't have ashes on my forehead is because you know, COVID, right? We don't put the ashes on our foreheads. We sprinkle them on our heads instead, which is a big problem for me because now I can't identify pretty Catholic girls in public. So if you look behind me, you'll see the cathedral that was featured in that movie, Crazy Rich Asians, the one that they turned into a bunch of bars. So that was my first Novus Ordo Mass in about a year. Because for about a year I was almost exclusively attending Latin Masses, reason being that they were a bit easier to get a hold of during the COVID period. Fun fact, now in Singapore, if you're not vaccinated, you can't attend Mass at all. Well, lucky for me, I guess I've got an exemption. Why? Well, because I'm exempted from everything. But yeah, thanks to that, I managed to get an Ash Wednesday Mass today. Very blessed for that, yeah. And I thought I'd just say that as someone who almost exclusively attends Latin Mass, but also someone who, if given the choice, would prefer to go for an ad orientem Novus Ordo Mass, I will say that this normal English Novus Ordo Mass is a bit, you know, I can understand why people are radicalized and become rad trads because, gosh, you know, teenage girls giving out communion, you know, terrible lectors, am I right? It's just different. But then again, we're Catholics. If you've got a mass, go for mass. So because confessions aren't available right now, I didn't receive communion. But do you ever wonder how many of these people going up for communion, especially when confession is so hard to come by, how many of these people are actually in a state of grace? I do wonder. Yeah, so I'll be headed off to a nice cafe for lunch and yeah, get back home to get some work done. Yeah. I'm kidding, it's Lent, we're fasting. Right, that was Mass, so now it's time to get started with some work. You know, not to be an entire self-help guru and stuff, but one thing I've realized is that gratitude is very important part in not being miserable. So I thought I'd express my gratitude for one thing that I've been really grateful for recently, which is the fact that I have a remote job. As someone who values mobility, I think a remote job's the best thing that could ever happen to me, and I've got to thank God for that. Another thing regarding Lent, so this Lent, my friend and I, my friend Sarah, we've decided to give up social media for Lent. And I'm grateful for that as well, because I would not have done such a massive fast. Social media, I like to think, or at least I used to think that social media didn't really have a hold on me, that I didn't really like scrolling mindlessly through social media, but recently I've realized that it's gotten quite a hold of me. I think especially after I started work, I don't know, something changed. I think maybe I'm getting a bit too comfortable, so I find myself scrolling through Reels and TikTok a lot more often now. So I'm glad that we're doing this social media fast. I've actually never done one of those before, but I think it'll be good, really good. So if you need to contact me for any reason, the best way is to reach out to my email. But just keep in mind that if it's some stupid question or something you could find of Catholic answers, I'm probably not going to reply you because I'm fasting from stupidity.